we have arrived at the Beyond Bars podcast once more. My name is Kathryn Gongaware.
And I am Kyrie the Comic.
And today we have a guest in the building who we will introduce shortly. We are still kicking the dust off this recording. Beyond Bars is a justice, quote-unquote, impact podcast hosted at the Lincoln Lodge, and we are back in business.
Feels so good to be back. We are back, baby.
We are back, baby, and on time. And Kyrie was outbeat us on time today. So I want to acknowledge, congratulate, and also apologize because we said 5 p.m. and we were here at 5:15. But we did that so that we could actually be here by 5:15. That's why we said 5. But Kyrie was here right at 5. So I wanna acknowledge that live on air.
I don't want to. So.
Okay, well, in fairness, if you're going to be shady, you were 45 minutes late last episode. So I was trying to give you your flowers, but don't. Don't
want anything. Moving on. Amazing podcast where we bring on guests who've been impacted by the justice system in different ways. And so our guest today, we know him and love him, and has an amazing story.
My name's Julian Mountain. I work at Zanies Comedy Club. That's where I met both Kyrie and Kathryn through. But yeah, happy to be here.
Now, Julian, you are an actor. You do so many different things. Tell us a little bit about yourself, yo.
Oh, man. I don't know if I could even put myself in one box. I got a day job. I work a night job. I work music festivals. I really do whatever. I just like saying yes to shit and just going out there and doing it. So, yeah, I mean, I've done some acting. I've done some music stuff. I've been kind of all over. So, yeah. It's just fun for me to just get out there and do new shit like this. This is the second time I've been on a pod, but it's fun, you know?
Well, we're psyched that we're your second. Second is the best, right?
Yes.
So we're psyched that you're here, and honestly, that energy is lovely on a Friday, right?
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying yes. So I know that you wanted to come on the podcast. I know that you and Kyrie sort of have talked about coming on the podcast for a minute. I have intentionally not asked you anything about your story, although I have been waiting.
You didn't ask him anything?
Nothing.
No.
Nothing for months now.
Interesting.
Because I thought it would be more fun to get the download live, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully a bit more interesting because I know you probably can provide some details.
Oh,
but
man.
I am completely new to this, completely in the dark. So, Julian, let's jump in. What's your connection to this quote unquote justice system?
Yeah. So, where do I even start? So it's kind of a long, confusing story, but I'll do my best to explain it. Long story short, I got arrested for two kind of drug trafficking charges back in 2016. So I initially got pulled over on the highway with, I think it was 17 grams of cocaine on me, as well as I had 55 Xanax pills that were from a Mexican pharmacy with me as well.
And with the Mexican writing still on the bottles?
Yeah, Pharmapram, yeah.
Oh, wow, interesting. You
I
ain't
had
tell me that,
yeah. There's layers to it. I also had this was legal. I legally owned this, but it was a shotgun in the trunk as well as a safe with a bunch of money in it, right?
You had the safe, the money, and the coke, and the gun all in one car.
Yeah.
How old was you?
20.
Oh, yeah, you was 20. Yeah, you was.
I was, and then on top of that, at the time, I was not a very good person. I like to abuse Xanax and stuff at that time, drink a lot of lean. So, when this happened, I had just finished smoking a blunt in my car, driving down the highway.
With a safe?
With all that on me. I know, dumb as hell. And then, again, I was really high on Xanax when I get pulled over, to the point that, I think I'm having a great time while the cops, interviewing me. I'm like, this is all going to be good. We're fine. He's saying he smells the weed. I open up my wallet, and he sees my fake ID even, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, man, I'm almost 21. I just use that to get in place. He goes,
yeah.
All right, why don't you step out of the car? And the whole time, I'm still just standing there man, it's kind of a nice day out. This shit is chill, huh? I'm going to go home soon. This will be over. And, once that second cop car pulled up and the dog, I started to look around oh, shit.
The second cop. Xanax is a powerful drug.
Yeah, really. It does it. It works well. You can say that.
But that second car more powerful. That second car shook your ass.
Especially when they bring the dog out and stuff, and I'm like, oh, shit.
That second car scared the shit out you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And long story short, those charges alone, with the gun and everything, the gun at least, because this was in Michigan where it happened, the gun at least is a felony firearm charge because having the drugs on you, that's I think a minimum mandatory 3 years in prison. So the judge's hands are tied. Doesn't matter how much he likes you. If you get charged with that, you have to do that time. So, long story. All right. It's a lot to explain because it gets crazier. I had a friend that after I get arrested and everything, get booked, get out, all that, I start looking for a lawyer. I had a friend of mine who
Your bill was what?
it was $50,000, but in Michigan you can do the 10%, pay $5,000, they let you out, and then they keep I think 10% of that if you show up. And so I called my friend who had like previously been raided in a different county, and his lawyer got him off entirely. And so he gave me the number. I called this dude up. I think his name was Dennis or something. And I'm explaining it to him, and he's just like, oh, man. It's like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't know the county you got arrested in. These are very serious charges. You're looking at like a lot of potential time. So why don't you call my friend David Lady, this other dude. Connects me with him who, man, my lawyer was the best ever. He was the former chief prosecutor of the county that I got arrested in.
Dang.
And then he retired and started his own defense firm. So, like, I went and met with him and explained everything. He looked all the charges up, everything. He goes, yep, I know your judge. I know the arresting officer. I know the sergeant of the arresting officer. I have barbecues with them. I have lunch once a week with the judge, all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is going to give me a shot at least. And so I got arrested in 2016. I didn't end up getting sentenced until 2019. My lawyer was like,
3 years of litigation? How you do that?
Well, there was it's long because I had everything dropped on me at one point, and then it all came back. So
how is that possible?
So my lawyer was like, this shit is heavy. This is not good. We're gonna try to just delay this as long as possible so you can be out living your life and like showing the judge you're changed and doing all this stuff. So at that same time, while I'm like waiting with all this stuff pending, my buddy started a landscaping company. So I started working with him. We helped launch that. It was a real great thing for me, helped me like turn my whole life around, at least start to. But so my lawyer managed to get the gun charge dropped, and then they were only going to charge me for the Xanax and the cocaine, right? And those carried, I think, the maximum was like 30 years in prison. Obviously, most people don't get the maximum. But my lawyer, I remember he tried filing a lot of different motions, this, and that. And he called me one day and he goes, hey, I have an idea. I need you obviously to sign off on it. We can try it before. If not, we'll just, we'll plea out and whatever. So I got pulled over. Oh, I didn't mention this. The reason I got pulled over. I was driving down the highway. The police report says the state trooper was cruising beside me for like multiple seconds, witnessing me driving my car with my knee only, no hands on the steering wheel, one hand on my phone, the other hand running through my hair.
So you was making a selfie?
Yeah, actually, yes. I was on Snapchat. And the police,
a pic.
Yeah. And the police report says that, right? So that was the key thing about this, was the police report said I was viewing a Snapchat message.
Right.
At the time in Michigan, the texting and driving law read literally like word for word, said you had to be manually typing a text or reading a text for it to like apply. So my lawyer was like, let me just try this. So he filed a motion arguing that like they didn't have a probable cause to pull me over or search me at all because I was viewing a picture message, not a text message the way the law said. Hail Mary. Keep in mind, during this time, my lawyer, again, he's having lunch with my judge once a week.
Hey, your lawyer wrong as hell, boy.
It gets crazier. He officiated my judge's wedding.
Yeah,
a week before.
This is a white man getting arrested story. I'll say it.
100%. Yeah, 100%. He went on vacation with the judge during my case.
He vacationed?
Yeah, with the judge during my case.
I don't think that is.
I don't know.
That's like Michael Jordan gambling with the refs. What do we do? Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, and so, unsurprisingly,
that's legal.
The judge reviewed the motion and said, yeah, I'm going to grant this. Like, you had no probable cause. It did not violate the law. So everything was set to be dropped. I remember my lawyer called me and goes, you should go buy a lottery ticket today.
Yeah.
And my naive brain, I was
he probably went and bought a Ferrari.
Probably. My brain, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm done with this shit. I beat it. It's over. This is crazy. I'm feeling very lucky. But then he emailed me the next day and he goes, yeah, they're probably going to appeal this. And naturally, the prosecutors are not happy with that ruling.
They're mad as hell.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most manipulative of the law, like, ever. Like, I'm on my phone. Like, I was driving with my knee. Not to mention all the drugs and shit. But so long story short, after 9 months, it goes up to like the Michigan Court of Appeals. Like it got
all the way to the top.
Yeah, yeah. It got reviewed by all those judges, and they obviously were like, "Well, this is kind of ridiculous," and they overturned the ruling. So once they overturn it, basically the 2 charges come back on me, and I basically start new. So I had like a new pretrial, all that stuff. But again, and I don't know how this happened. Stroke of luck, stroke of white, I don't know. You're supposed to get a new judge when your case gets kicked back, right? Like you would think you're not gonna have the same judge that just ruled one way. No, I ended up with the same exact judge, and
I'm so glad I waited to hear this live.
yeah. So and then so it was, I don't know, it was a couple months after that, but like by the time it got overturned and appealed and like sent back down. This was in fall of 2018, and I had just moved to Arizona. I was out of Michigan. I left. Like they said it was fine. I left. So then it basically starts all
you
back
were cleared
over.
to leave. Okay.
Yeah, they said I could leave like on my bail or whatever. Because again, the judge is just like, go ahead.
He's leaving state,
Yeah.
moving state to
he
state,
said, okay.
fighting the
Yeah.
case in Michigan while he's in Arizona.
Yeah.
The loopholes are genuinely hard to follow.
That's what I mean. Like I struggle with explaining this story sometimes because it's all over the place. And then so pretrial comes back. My lawyer still, because again they hit me with the 2 charges, one for like possession of controlled substance with intent to deliver, manufacture. Same thing for the Xanax and the Coke. My lawyer ends up being able to get me to like a plea agreement where they're only going to charge me with one of those. So I still dropped another charge there. If I like admitted to whatever. And so I did that plea. So they charged me with 1 count, possession of controlled substance with intent to deliver less than 50 grams or whatever it was. I think they charged me for the cocaine. And then, yeah, my lawyer's like, yep, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. He goes, I can't promise you're not gonna go to like prison or jail or whatever, but like it's looking like probably just a bunch of probation. So I remember I went down to the courthouse to do like the PSR, pre-sentencing report, and going through the whole thing with them, explaining all it. And I remember they give you like guidelines on what your charges carry based on the PSR report. And mine was 0 to 72 months, which means the judge was suggested to sentence me anywhere between no jail time up to like 6 years in prison, right? So I remember I was pretty nervous going into sentencing, but I also kind of was like, no, man, I'm not going.
You're the luckiest boy in the world already.
Like I'm just gonna get probation. They're gonna send me back to Arizona, and I'm gonna chill.
But you know you ain't getting 6 of them things, Joe.
No. I know. No. And my lawyer even said, he goes, yeah, like doesn't sound like the judge hasn't told me he wants to give you any time or anything.
Nice.
Like, yeah. But I go to my sentencing hearing. I have a bunch of family and people there support me, all that. And I remember the judge asked me if I wanted to say anything, and my lawyer was like, just don't say too much, And I just did what I thought was like a humble apology, apologize to my family, all them. The judge did not seem to like my like attitude, I guess. I don't know.
You fumbled.
I really did, because this threw my lawyer off all the time, and it still isn't even that bad what he gave me. But like, long story short, I get sentenced to 11 months incarcerated, but that is suspended.
What does
meaning, and then I would be put on 2 years of felony probation. Meaning, if I violate the probation in any way, then I have to go and serve the 11 months.
Okay.
But I remember the last thing the judge said. He goes, but Mr. Mountain, I'll be remanding you to the Jackson County Jail for 30 days to start. I want you to go in there, interact with the inmates.
Interact?
Yeah. I'm like,
interact?
I'm like, what
wow.
are you
So he really thought that you were just like swinging dick at him with your apology.
I think so. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. So that, because he's like, I want you to write me a letter after 7 days and tell me why you don't want to serve the remainder of your sentence, or like why you.
He thought you were gonna go right back out and do some.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So, you know,
I learn how to apologize.
Yeah, I know.
Damn, dog.
I know. I feel sincere, but maybe it doesn't sound sincere when I say it. You know.
I can relate. I get it a lot. You would know.
I do think that has something to do with the Y chromosome. We'll come back to it at a later time. But
so then, yeah, I get shackled up right there. They take you off. I do the 30 days in jail. I write his ass a letter saying why I don't want to
Oh,
be
you
there.
don't wanna go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty.
Like
I don't know who would be like.
At least you
Actually,
wrote it,
man,
though,
this
so we
shit's
didn't have to
pretty
see your
chill.
face.
Yeah.
Did you tell him real stuff like I really don't want to get raped? Please free me.
I didn't say anything like that, but I was just saying how like I can understand how like in a split moment, like in a matter of seconds, your whole expectation of the world can flip and change and this and that. You know, like I'm a good writer, so I wrote that shit. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, I'm better at writing one than saying it.
Well, self-awareness is key.
Yeah.
To success, right? We're not good at everything. Some of us are good at apologizing.
yeah.
Some of us need to write it down.
But it does get kind of even like cushier too, because when I did finally get out of jail, I was put on probation for the 2 years, and they let me transfer it right out to Arizona. So I get out of jail, I'm chilling for I don't know a week, and then I fly back out to where I
Sorry,
live.
where were you in jail?
In Jackson County, in Michigan.
Okay.
In Michigan, yeah.
I assume. And then they let you go right back to Arizona.
Yeah, so they just transferred they basically transferred, because I guess Arizona and Michigan have like an interstate thing they do.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
I don't know.
Fucking nothing makes sense. So.
No, it doesn't. I'm telling you. It
I
doesn't.
bet.
Yeah. But so they transferred my probation out there, and I remember being like, damn, like I'm used to drinking and smoking hella weed all the time. This is going to be fucking boring. And I meet with my PO for the first time. She goes, yeah, you can't drink, but in the state of Arizona, we don't test for marijuana on PO. You can get your med card. Don't get it. I don't care. We're not testing you for it because we had some case, whatever, We don't touch it. So I basically just got to hang out in the desert for 2 years and just smoke weed. While I obviously worked and tried to better myself, but like
that is also very transformative. We saw the movie Holes. You know that being in the desert.
Yep. Yeah, it was like
Very
that. It was like that
transformative.
with
What was dude's name? Was this
Zero?
Zero?
Yeah. It was like that, but with blunts.
Zero with weed.
Wow.
Digging up ho-hos.
Yeah. But
Write that down. That's a track.
yeah, so I mean that's kind of the quick overview of how I got arrested, how long I was in jail, what my probation was.
Wow. Well, first of all, great story.
Yeah, it's funny too. If you Google my name, Michigan, the fucking Detroit Free Press article
Incredible
pops up.
story. I'm going to do that literally right now.
Drug charges reinstated for motorists
wait.
driving hands free. I think
I'm not
is
gonna
the
wait.
Damn, they said you was in there ghost riding the whip.
yeah. I mean,
And in any of that, did you ever think like, damn, maybe I should have just like not did the Xanax? Like, what do you think was the tipping point during that whole thing? Where do you think you made your worst decision? Because there was a lot of shitty ones, but like, what was the
So I'm not gonna get into. I'm gonna say this lightly. I made a very rash decision to go drive somewhere, to go pick up something, and in my gut, even on the Xanax, I was like, "This is crazy." And then on my way back home, I was 5 minutes from my house. That's when I get pulled over. And so obviously there's a bunch of decisions in there that I really regret and like would have been like, wow, you're an idiot. But I was already moving so crazy and so like misguided and so just out of touch with reality at the time that like everything else I was doing, I'd been doing it for a minute. But it was that one decision being like, no, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to get this.
Yeah, and I think that is very important, right? Because your gut, you didn't listen to it.
Yeah.
But you could have.
Yeah. That's the thing. I've have a lot of gut feelings in life, and a lot of times I end up being right, even on some like the most random shit. Like I was just at Lollapalooza working it, and Young Thug's girlfriend was performing, and I'm a big Young Thug fan, and I was like, I just got a feeling he's gonna be back.
Fan.
Dude, she was amazing. First of all,
I know she is.
But I was like, I got a feeling Thug's gonna be there. I gotta go. So I went to the show. I see him backstage. He ends up coming out and doing shows. A lot of shit like that. I just follow my gut. But yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. You gotta listen to your gut, dog.
Yeah. And honestly, I say this too, like, this was one of the better things that ever happened to me in my life. Because it gave me a chance to, like, have a real interaction with how serious things could have been and realistic how real they should have been. But somehow kind of gave me a second chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have 100 follow-up questions.
Yeah.
But first of all, thank you for being so candid.
Yeah.
And, like, just telling your story. I think that's one of the reasons we do this, right, is so people can feel like their stigma around, to some degree, making mistakes, right? Like, you were doing a lot. But it's like I was doing a lot as a kid, too. You know what I mean? Like, you were young, and it's, like, okay to look back and be like, oh, I actually grew from an experience. Like I was doing something wrong. I treated someone badly. I treated myself badly or whatever, and then to like reroute. So thank you for that. And I'm glad that it sounds like it stuck.
Oh yeah. I mean, really, like I told the judge, like I turned everything around within 6 months of being arrested. Like once I started working at a landscaping company, I was working 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Was very invested in it, and like I just put everything behind me. It was just like, no, I fucked up. This might be really bad. I don't know what's gonna happen, but in the meantime, I can at least try to set myself up in a better path.
When did you like realize that you did fuck up in the way that you were like, I need to actually like make a change? Like I'm not just skirting around this. Was it like the next day or like the day you walked into jail? Or the 30 days?
So that's the thing. It definitely was not the first day.
Yeah.
Because I was still just like, man, this is some bullshit. Like, damn, if I just wouldn't have done that, I would have been fine. I'd still have the money, all that, It was like, because I did some other bullshit like in the months to follow. I took like a long trip out to California doing some shit. And I remember when I got back from that was when I was like, what are you doing? You're like, you gotta, this is not for you. This is not who you are. This is not what you're meant to be. This is like, honestly, a slap in the face to your parents, to the world, really. Like, what are you doing? And so it was probably like a couple months after I initially got arrested. Because by the time I got sentenced and went to jail, I had already started working I say corporate, but like in an office and stuff, because I was like, I just need to be in an office and set myself up on that path. But I do remember walking into jail being like, oh man, yeah, like doesn't matter how long time goes by. It's like when you fuck up, there's consequences and they'll find you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because again, it was 3 years after I got arrested before I actually went to jail.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's fighting that thing. I remember talking to you in the back of Zanies about your story, and I was like, damn, you don't even look like that.
I know. I know.
You do have a very angelic, like, aura, like, which I guess maybe that judge took to be, like, kind of shit-eating.
Maybe,
like, I could see that interpretation, but I take it as just, like, yeah, you just kind of seem like a relaxed, like, chill, kind guy.
Yeah,
like,
and I always was, like, that's always been me, is just that I got blinded by ego. I mean, to be honest though, too, man, it's fun as hell selling drugs. I don't know. I don't endorse it. Don't do any of these things.
It's fun being bad.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
I was about to literally say, it's fun. Yeah.
Like it's a thrill of like doing something that society says you can't, or like doing something that just because you say like, no, fuck it, I can do this. I guess. So I was like caught up in that.
How did you start?
So I was working at a gas station in Michigan when I was 18, and I remember I was working 40 hours a week, and I was making like $7 an hour. So my paychecks for a full week would be like $200. And I was buying weed from this dude, and he was like, hey man, you're always buying weed. Like, how about I just give you 4 times as much, and you go sell it, and if anything, you can start smoking for free. So I started doing that and started doing pretty well with it, to the point that like I had some other big homies that then I started working for them. It got to the point where I was selling weed to the dude who actually started selling me weed.
You could become your plug.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, business.
The type of talks he was talking. That's why I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So like that's kind of how I got started with it.
It was just pretty common. I've had someone ask me that before as well. Yeah.
I stopped going to school and shit because I was in college at the time, kinda. And I was just like, no, like I need to just get me some money and focus on that. And this is what I'm doing. I was very like arrogant and like stubborn about it, of being like, I can do anything I want. It's like, I know it's illegal, but they're not catching me.
Yeah.
And that combined with, a lot of drinking, a lot of Xanax, a lot of lean. Like,
so you were doing that for like 2 years before you got caught?
Yeah.
Just to recap my brain again.
Yeah. It was.
That is a long time.
It was like
at that
2 and a half. Because when I moved to college, I was 17 still.
Okay.
So then I turned 18 while there.
Yeah.
And so it was like a couple years.
Oh yeah, especially at that age, especially if you're going to college young.
And I was like ready
you're
to be.
You're a smart guy. Yeah, you're like 2.5 years at that age is a long fucking time to be getting away with something.
Yeah. It was very emboldening too.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I was like, I can do anything I want.
Wow.
I can heavy relate to that attitude as a teenager for sure. So appreciate your ownership.
And like wow. we were menaces. Like, for what I got caught for is just a small fucking drop in the bucket. So like it could have been bad.
But
know?
you see, what to say? Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
So the way you were able to look back and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Had y'all pulled me over the week before that, I would have had to sit.
Yeah, for real.
You know, now that you have that hindsight, do you know any other things that you needed to avoid that? Right? Because I'm gonna be real with you, gang. You said you was off the Xanax and lean. I know you need trauma to handle that. You can't even handle that just getting curious.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. There's something my dad told me when I got arrested and everything, because they weren't even mad or anything. He was just like, look, man, like, not all money is good money. I've always been someone that just feels like I need money. Like, money comes and goes, but I always want to have it because it's like security for me. And so I just kind of drilled that into my head about, like,
we have to have it.
Yeah,
we live here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you noted you were making $7 an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, raising the minimum wage would do way more
Yeah.
than any type of incarceration for fixing, obviously, crime in this country. But
so, like, yeah, I just try to remind myself there's, one, be humble. 2, humility is a big thing. Keep me grounded and stuff. And 3, like, I don't have to be so focused on making so much money. Like, I can just try to do what I think is, like, good for the world and still make some money. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Like, I just try to.
we're trying.
Yeah. Like, I used to be really just focused on trying to get money, and now I'm more focused on trying to positively impact the people and animals that I interact with and come around with. I love animals.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I like that. I think you're the first guest to be like, man, I really like animals.
Yeah, I go and, like, walk dogs with the Humane Society and shit like that.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Oh,
See
fun.
that? Michigan, y'all locked up a puppy lover.
Julian,
Bastards.
you fucking rule.
No, it's
There's
fun.
hope for the whites, as it turns out.
Some of them.
Few. Yes.
Few.
You're right. Not the collective. Thank you for the correction. Very true. But some. Wow. I'm curious. So did your parents know? First of all, I think that's a very real thing that your dad said to you. That's a point in the parent column. Did they know previously what you were up to?
I think they had an idea.
Yeah.
Because when I was like 15, 16, I was just, I'd be gone all the time. I was smoking weed. They call me smoking weed all the time.
Yeah.
And I was always kind of, I don't know, getting suspended from high school, stuff like that. So I think they had an idea, but they also, I'm very stubborn.
I'm not moving
like,
responsibility to them.
No, not at all on them. Like, I was very stubborn. They tried to tell me shit, and I would just shut down, not even say anything. Like, I hear you. Like, I already know. What do you want? Like, what? And so they kind of, I think, got to a point where they're like, he won't listen to shit, and he's gonna go do what he's gonna do either way.
And
that was very
the
true.
Yeah,
and that was very true. Like, I would hear what they're saying, and I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah, your old man would be the first one to know that shit going through your ear.
Yeah, and also at the time, like, I'm not getting in trouble for anything. I'm getting away with so much stuff, which is only, like, emboldening me more. You know?
Yeah.
So.
What was the Michigan jail like?
Tell
us a little bit about
it was
experience.
Chill. It was boring as fuck for sure. Like, they had
Michigan was boring?
The jail was, because it wasn't like prison. Like, there's no weights, there's no activities. They had one small TV. We watched Ellen on all the time. They fucking loved Ellen. Everybody in there.
Yes. And as a reminder to people listening that don't know the difference between jail and prison, jail is technically a holding cell, or some people serve short sentences or the end of sentences there, but it is allegedly, at least in Chicago, it's also in Cook County, it's supposed to be under a year of like pretrial sentencing.
That's what it is in Michigan too. Any sentencing or holding under 12 months, you're in jail as opposed to prison.
Yes.
So it was boring, but I got really lucky in jail too, just because, again, another stroke of luck. It was set up with like pods. It's probably like 160 people in our barracks, but mine, there was like 7 other dudes that we had bunk beds with, and I got put with like all older dudes that were all just like chill as fuck. Yeah.
Stain.
Like, my bunkmate looked like fucking Ving Rhames from, the bald dude from Pulp Fiction. Big motherfucker. Yeah, he was cool, and because me and he got sentenced right after me, so we went in there together, and he just looked at me and goes, "This is your first time?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's gonna be fine." He's like, "It's not prison, it's chill." And so I got lucky though that I had those like older chill dudes with. So I just played chess all day, read books, but.
Did they have any programming?
No, they had nothing. Like, you were just chilling, waiting. Like, they even got rid of the microwave in our thing for some reason.
Wow. How was the food?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I ate so much ramen noodles though.
You was there for a month, right?
Yeah. And I would just, You take a little pack of ramen, you got your bowl, go to the bathroom, put warm water in it, and let it just soak up the water until it's ready, and then you eat it. And it was good. But I do remember one week specifically, I think it was the second week I was in there, I realized, like, damn, I got lucky as hell with who I'm, like, sleeping around.
Hell yeah, because you heard them other stories about what's going on.
Not only that, but no, someone snuck in, like, a bunch of crystal meth. And so our whole barracks for, like, genuinely a week was, like, fucked up on crystal meth, like, tweaking out, like, fighting, all this crazy shit.
That's the worst fucking drug to have in there, brother. They for the hallucinate and beat somebody's ass.
It was bad. But I remember the day, like, when people started doing it, one of the dudes with me, like, my buddy Manny was like, you don't do that shit, right? And I was like, fuck no. He goes, good, because we were about to put you out of here if you did, because, like, none of them did either. So I got lucky with that,
That's the old
too.
school. Old school, they move in such a... You'd be so fucking grateful for their ass because you realize my peers are fucking idiots.
Insane.
Stop fighting and doing all this wild shit.
It's just fucking they're up at 6 a.m. playing cards, geeked the fuck out. Like, and then finally they brought in the SWAT or whatever and raided it. But aside from that, I had a fine time. Like, I just played cards, played chess. I read 8 books in there. I mean, there was a good amount of fighting and stuff in there, and you know, it is what it is. But it wasn't anything too crazy. It was mostly just boring. I remember the fucking books, though, man. I read a lot of Western novels in there, right? Because it was just fun and interesting. But the fucking books, I'd be reading a book, and all of a sudden 30 pages are just missing. So I'm like, oh, man, this cowboy Wayne or whoever is riding down this trail. And then it's like, oh, actually, now he's doing this. And I was like, well, I don't know how he got there, but he's here now. Yeah. I was like, I guess we're just 30 pages deeper. Yeah.
Oh, it made you use your imagination.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to them 30 pages?
Yeah. I'm like, I want to know who the
Did
fuck
you ever
what
go back
doing.
and buy the book again?
No,
Find out?
no, I didn't.
Just set the
I was
trauma
just happy
aside.
to be done. Yeah, I was happy to be out of there. It was fucked up too. I remember the night I was getting out, because they released you at midnight, and I knew my lawyer had called, or I talked to my lawyer that day on the phone. He goes, "Yep, you're getting out tonight. You're all good. Everything's gonna be fine." Come midnight, I'm like, these COs haven't come fucking got me yet. What's going on? I better not be fucking getting forgotten about. And then my bunkmate was like, you better go fucking walk out there and say something. And then I was like, shit, okay, I did. And I told them, and they're like, looked at it, and they're like, I didn't see you tonight. And I was like, no. Like, my lawyer said, da-da-da, you got to check again, call whoever. They called, and then they ended up coming back and get me. And they're like, oh, yeah, my bad. So I almost had to stay longer.
You know how crazy it is? Oh, my bad?
Yeah.
For my fucking freedom?
In this county, at least, it costs $33 a day to be in jail there.
$33?
Yeah. So when
that's not that bad. That's decent rent-wise.
Decent. Yeah. But, hey, you get 3 meals.
Yeah.
But no, like, so I got out of jail, and they handed me a bill. And this was the thing that was illuminated to me with how, like, fucked up that cycle is there, is because they go like this. If you can pay your bill within 3 days, we'll cut it in half.
Ooh.
Wow.
If you can't, you got to pay the whole thing. And if you don't pay at all, we'll bring you back.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How many days do you have to pay?
I was in there for 30, so it would have been like $900. If I could pay it within 3 days of being out, it would have been half.
$450.
Yeah.
But if you can't pay it in 3 days, how many days do you have max?
I don't know.
You know how crazy. So what they
Who gets out of jail with $900?
That let alone think if you're in there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And you get out and you got a bill that's $5,000.
What they banking on is your money you got stashed.
Yeah.
They know you got that pookie put up. They like, yeah, when you get out and you go to your grandma's house and you flip the cupboard or you flip the couch, we need that.
Yeah. Okay.
We need a little bit of that because we know you got it.
We'll call it half.
Because you didn't even have commissary in there, did you?
No, we did.
You did?
Yeah, I had fun with the commissary. Because they had things where you could buy like a $20 snack bag each night. And so people that, like, and it was an assortment of shit. But if you placed an order on the commissary, it'd come like twice a week. And so a lot of people didn't have like the funds to
hell no, that's a lot of money.
Order. Yeah. I did. So I fucking placed a big order. And because it was like a little economy, this is what I did to like, it was fun, right? So the cost of a honey bun in there cost the same price as 2 packs of ramen noodles, but you could trade a pack of honey bun for 3 packs of ramen noodles. So I would just buy a fuck ton of honey buns and coffee, and then I'd go back out when I got them and just trade everybody for their ramen. Like, I remember at one point I had, I think, 60 packs of ramen in my tote just because it was, I don't know, it was something to do. My bunkmate said it one night, because I talk in my sleep, he said he woke up one night and I was just yamming, like, just going in my sleep about, like, making ramen noodle deals.
You got that hustling in you.
It was something to do, but, yeah.
That's that. Hey, but I think that just
That's
that's
spicy chicken.
man. He's getting them off.
Yeah.
Damn, you can't put it. I mean, you know, you're gonna hustle wherever you at. So do you think you
Yeah,
I
you
didn't like the food, so I just ate all ramen in there for 30 days, and they had the little burritos you could make. Like
jail
that.
burritos? You was making the pizzas and shit too.
We didn't do the pizzas. We did like a big nacho thing one day. We did burritos. We had like a little like collab thing where everyone put in a bunch of shit, and that was fun. Like honestly, I will say like I've told my friends, I was like, you guys gotta let me make this sometime for you because it's not that bad.
No, probably not. Probably don't.
You
Probably don't make jail food for your friends.
Be like, hey guys, you want to come over for dinner? I'm cooking.
That is some white people shit.
I saw a guy in a bodega. He just sold a $75 prison pizza.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I was like,
I saw that.
I don't think that this is how it's supposed to go.
No.
They like was cheering over this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was delicious, but still, fuck. Come on, bro. Institutionalized as fuck.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of institutionalized, so what do you, and by the way, you don't need to necessarily have an opinion on this or answers on it, but like we like to ask us, like, so what do you think about jail and the prison system? Like, should it exist? Like, what about it served you or didn't serve you? Or like, do you have thoughts?
Yeah. I think it's like it's become grossly mismanaged and like grown into this beast that is not what like the ideals of it I think were meant to be. Like when you think about it on paper, it's supposed to be this program that people can go in and rehabilitate themselves and come out with new skills, new capabilities, and new outlook on life. And while that does happen for some people, I think on a broad and general scale, it causes a lot more harm than I think it does good. Because like you have recidivism rates that are high. Sorry, I'm fucking up that word. But like the intention of it is meant to be this rehabilitating thing, but they don't, in my opinion, from who I know, from what I've seen, they don't like when you go in, they're not necessarily trying to hold your hand to help you rehabilitate. They just throw you in there and yeah, they have programs and stuff, but you got to figure out how to do it, what to do. Like you're on your own. And so I think with that being said, like it's not at all what I think people thought it could be. If that makes sense.
It makes a
And
lot
I think
of sense.
what I think the majority of the population thinks it should be, right? Or even like you said, intended to be versus a punitive system for people to keep bodies in prison
and then
and jail.
when you throw in
intentional,
the private prison and like how it's become privatized and the way they've been incentivized to keep people locked up, to add more jails, like it's just become this twisted, messed up thing that like preys on certain demographics of people.
Yeah. I mean, specifically with ICE right now, too, right? Bigger private prison contracts. Like, there's a reason that we're picking these people up.
Yeah. It's not like they're not doing it on some like knight in shining armor shit. Like,
no,
very capitalistic.
Yeah.
I think it's a $50K signing bonus right now. Do you know how crazy that is? $50,000.
You said where?
No, it's so real. They even have something called park police now.
Like park rangers?
No, park police. It's new, and I know it's new because people found. TikTok's amazing. They found the damn job ads. The ads are new, and park police arrest people. People record they're arresting. First off, to be a park police, they don't. I haven't seen the O word, meaning officer. They're just called park police. That's what they shirts and the gear say. They don't have to go to academy. I'm going to repeat that again. Park police.
But they are official police.
Define official.
Okay.
They
Well, yeah,
can.
okay.
They will. They'll roll up on you with the thumper. They got a badge. They are hired. They're hired. I guess I'm assuming it's federal because they patrol parks. Like the arrest that I've seen them make was in D.C. at D.C. parks. But you know, D.C. is supposed to be like it's like it's a part of the country. It's a district.
Yeah. Make it a 51st motherfucking state.
Well,
we'll come back to that.
It's for to get real freaky, especially with the privatization and them trying to federalize certain aspect, or federalize the whole city. But park police, they don't need to have police training. They don't have to go to the academy. And get this, they can make an exception on your background and your work history to be it. Yeah. So that means that.
Yeah, you can.
They're just like, if you want to do it,
if we want you to do it. Oh. So then comes the question of what is the criteria?
Yeah.
I
Really?
think I think we would probably qualify.
Yeah.
Oh no, they'll look at that social media. You're cooked.
That's true. That's true.
Everybody in here has a
single-
social profile, and no one's
guy.
passing.
No.
I know sometimes I wonder why I don't hear about these things, and I was like, oh, I think my algorithm's doing its job in reverse as well. In reverse.
me out of it,
Yeah.
But I mean, I will just say real quick too. Part of the reason I wanted to come on here, and part of the reason I talk about this story a lot too, is because it's like people always talk about how, depending on your race, you get certain treatment in the criminal justice system, and like my story is a prime like example of that. You know what I mean? Like it's not just something people talk about and say like, oh, black people get treated worse, white people get off easier. Like, no, look, I'm a perfect example of that. Like, if it was somebody else in my situation, it would not have gone. You would not have done 30 days in jail and 2 years of easy-ass felony probation. Not to mention, too, I'm not even a felon anymore. Like, when I apply for a job, I don't have to say I'm a felon because...
You got to expunge? What's up?
It's sealed because my lawyer... In Michigan, they have something called the HIDA, Holmes Youthful Trainee Act. So if you're under 21 and have a nonviolent crime and you complete your probation successfully, then they seal it up and you're not a felon. So, like, the only people that can see it is, like, the FBI, Michigan State Police, and then, like, the arresting agency.
Nice.
Yeah. But, again, an argument could be made that, people of color might not get that same offer even.
Yeah,
So.
very good argument. Yeah, 2 justice systems.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
very much
situation
so.
in
Shit, to be honest with you, gang, it might be 3. Because
might-
if you was rich,
Yeah.
that Supreme Michigan court would have been like, well,
All right, let's
let
get
that
about it.
Snapchat shit fly.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just have richer,
I do think it's funny, though, because now, like, the texting and driving law in Michigan is, like, amended because of me. Because, like,
Oh, you made it
there's-
harder.
Because there's, like, case law now to be like, hey, no, actually, like, anything on your phone, you can get pulled over. So
That's all
my
your
bad.
fault.
You're in the books.
Yeah.
So if you got a ticket within the last 7 years,
Hit me up on Instagram. I'm paying all the damages.
With all his ramen. With all-
yeah. I got
he sends you
ramen
5
on
packs
it.
of ramen for your fucking.
Pay
And maybe
it,
a honey bun.
Put some ramen on your books.
Yeah.
Wow, Julian. I don't I don't know. I appreciate you saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it requires more of us,
Yeah.
white people, to say this
Call it
stuff.
out, yeah.
For other white people to listen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because it's not like, oh, no, he's just a good kid. It's like, no, none of that really matters. Like, everybody at their heart is like a good kid, and everyone goes through, mishaps, confusions. Like you said, being a teenager, it's easy to go do crazy shit. You think you know everything. Not to mention, like, depending what resources some people do and don't have. So, like, that was the other thing I took from jail was, like, no one in there to me was inherently bad or, like, I felt like needed to be there. It's just the world is a tough place to navigate, and people can get wrapped up into shitty things regardless of who they are as a person. So it's, it's tough to make sense of it all. That's why I also think, like, the criminal justice system isn't, like, my case, for example, there was a lot of nuance to it, and they looked at a lot of, like, who I was. And I think everyone should have that chance as well, because it's like you're not defined by one thing you get arrested for. Like, there's a lot of nuance that goes into why you got arrested, how you ended up there, what led to it, what your home life is. There's a lot of that, like, that I don't think gets enough consideration.
Yeah, because like you said, I mean, kids want to be bad. That's why they need parents. And when parents are incarcerated and you lose one parent, what does that do economically? What does that do to the family? What does that do to the community? What does that do to the kid? That to me is one of the biggest things too that people do not consider about like, let's jail these criminals, like lock them up, let's keep them away. Like, what are you keeping people away from? Like, not just for them, right? It's actually like it has a huge fucking ripple effect on then making sure that continues generation through generation.
Yeah. And I mean, because it's like, I had someone tell me this too. It's like, you're not the only one that's in jail. Like, physically you are too, but you have family out there that's stressing out, missing you, all this stuff. I mean,
worried about you.
People pass away when you're in there sometimes even too. And that's
pass
fucked
away
up.
or get killed.
Either. Yeah.
Yeah, both.
And so
We've
there's
had
a lot like
students,
that.
yeah.
Like, because I remember my older brother was in jail for a couple months one time, and it was just on some petty shit too or whatever. But I remember going to see him and stuff, and I remember for those 2 months being like, damn, I could feel it as well. I was very young, but like, he's in there, but I'm also like, damn, I'm hurting for him, So there is, like you say, a big ripple effect when you're just kind of blindly throwing people away, really.
And so you mentioned something that I think is super important when we look at the system as a whole. You had an older brother that got in the system before you got into the system.
Yeah.
Do you think that played a part, either the environment that he was in or the role model that he was for you, or the household? What do you think?
So he also was selling a lot of drugs too, like me. He was a lot better at it than me.
Funny as hell. Same type?
Yeah, anything really.
Give or take, yeah.
Mostly, I mean, it was mostly just weed, but dabble in other shit too. If someone wanted it, you can get it. And I always looked up to him a lot too. And so, I mean, I do think I saw what he was doing and being like, damn, I want to be like that,
100%.
He's getting some money. I want to be like that too. Like, he's the man, I don't know.
No, we always had that. We always have that.
There's a certain aesthetic to it, especially when you're that age too, and think, you're not seeing the world as clearly. Like, I'm looking at all these things like, damn, this shit is cool, as opposed to being like, no, this is wrong or, dangerous. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Because it's the glitz and glam. Like, you, as a young person, you see the car, the money, the freedom, the women, and you like, fuck, I'm poor.
Yeah.
And then you got,
I'm at a gas station,
working hard as hell. You got a man in your life that's like, hey, not all money is good money, but you like, I'm fucking poor though. Yeah. And I see somebody with whips and bad bitches. I can't keep living like this.
I was gonna say, and girls love that.
What? So it's like, yo, pops, I'm not trying to be at the gas station with a 5 my whole life, bro. Like, what are you doing? So if I'm a young person feeling like that, what would you tell them?
Oh man.
Because them trips to LA, it'll fuck your soul up if you let it.
Yeah, no, it really will.
I still don't think I'm right.
Honestly, yeah. I feel you. It's like the same thing as modern day kids now looking on TikTok and Instagram and seeing all these people making money dancing and doing whatever, this like that. It's the same concept of looking at someone that's appearingly is much easier to do and much cooler to do, and being you can be mesmerized by that. Truth be told, I don't know what I would tell a young person, really. I've been thinking
not even doing that. I mean, that little taste of time. You don't know what to tell them.
I mean, there's a lot of things I could say, but I feel like they're pretty cliche. Hey, not all money is good money. Work hard. It's all about being honest.
You end up saying the same shit your pop said.
I'm gonna pocket that forever. That's a great.
Honest work is the way to do it. But at the end of the day, I know myself. I know how hard-headed I was. It didn't matter what you told me. You know what I mean? I might hear you and I might think about it for a bit, but it wasn't resonating. So that's a good question. I don't know how to really resonate.
Yeah. It's hard. I think it's harder.
Yeah.
Because even back in the time when we grew up and was living life, TikTok wasn't there yet. No. It wasn't what this is now. You didn't have the attention span and that instant need for so much.
Yeah.
With the designer stuff so young. So
that's the other thing too, man. The designer thing is big now too. I remember when I was coming up down then, it was True Religion jeans and and
shout out to Chief.
Yeah. But and it was I don't know, the clothing was simpler. But now it's these kids are going to high school with fucking Burberry on and shit, and it's I don't know, man. If I was in high school, I would felt like a lame, a broke motherfucker.
And it would make you want to do what?
Yeah,
make that trip to LA.
Yeah, if everyone I'm around is it's so common to see, Rude and all these brands on everybody, and so yeah, I think it's definitely a lot harder now. People dress with so much intention nowadays, and so much brand identity or whatever. I don't know, man. When I was younger, people just put clothes on, So that's another aspect too, where it's I can't imagine being an 18-year-old kid right now that doesn't have many resources or access to good paying jobs or funds, and goes on Instagram and sees everybody just flexing like crazy off of some scams or something.
That shit
or
crazy.
15 and 16
yeah, even that,
that the app is designed to sexualize.
Yeah. It's the world's fucked.
Yeah, I know. We started to go there, and I was like, how do we get back? I don't know. But here's what I will say. I mean, I do feel like your attitude in saying yes and caring for animals and doing the shit you want to do and doing the kind of work you want to do, working with Zanies, doing music, doing shit that gives you sort of joy. This is trite as fuck as well, but that's what we say. If you bring yourself the joy, and it's if you are the fire, other people see that and then they want to move like that. And I don't really know what else. I mean, I don't really know what else you do other than like self sort of heal and then try to be supportive of the people around you.
Yeah. I remember when I don't remember if it was when I was in jail or after, but I remember being like, you gotta, like, I think it was when I was in jail, because I felt really low when I got in there, like, damn, it's been these many years, I've already changed everything, and I'm still in this fucked up spot, whatever. And I remember just thinking, like, I gotta just do everything I can to just keep going, keep trying, keep moving forward. Because if you're not moving forward, you're ultimately moving backwards, and that's kind of what's carried me through since then, of just being like, I don't care what I'm doing, I don't care what situation I'm in, what my current state of living is, as long as I'm like looking towards the future and trying to like progress myself and just even in the smallest ways, then I'm gonna be okay. And that's why I'm like now, like, yeah, I'm down to do whatever. I'm down to just do cool shit and do stuff that I'll enjoy. Is it?
I got a question for you.
All right.
Because I appreciate your story because shit, you learned your lesson.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't been back,
No.
and that's good. Not just for you, but for the people around you. You know,
Yeah.
your family, they need you.
Yeah.
And so I've been reading articles on because I worked as a cognitive behavioral therapist and I had a caseload of people coming home.
Mm-hmm.
And my job was to make sure that they don't go back. But I've been reading articles that I'm going back since I kind of took a break from like getting involved in the community. And so the last two stories, one of them is locked up right now for Molotov cocktailing a building, and another one for shooting somebody. Now, I had just seen Trey on the block maybe last year, maybe a year and a half ago when I was still out Westmore, and everybody be like, man, I see you, big bro, but do you move like me, dog? And so now he locked up, and so that shit be fucking with my mental, like, damn, am I doing good? Like, even if I'm right by him, he's fucked up. Even if I'm away, they fucked up. Another one of the guys, I just met his daughter last year, Juneteenth. He brought his daughter there. They was like eating cake and all the, the sweets and stuff. But she was real proud of him, real proud. And like, I get the article and I read it, and he definitely for the sit some time because first degree, they got you. But I be thinking like, damn, dog, what do we need to support people from going back?
I think.
What do you think you had since you've been back home that others don't have or don't have access to keep them from going back?
I mean, one thing was my mindset of just being like, I gotta do something with my life that my family can be proud of. But the other thing too is my family. Like my parents are incredible. My grandma's incredible. My brother was incredible while he was here, and the biggest support system I could have had. So just knowing that, like, one, I can't let them down, and two, I know, like, if I need anything, I can call them. That was a big thing as well, because I'm not going to lie, like, I got out the 2019, so it's been 6 years. There's been plenty of times where I've, started to slide a little bit. Maybe I'm getting fucked up again at this or that or whatever, or, like, just I can feel in my mental not being, like, as optimistic or, like, here's actually what it is. This is what it is. I used to have a mentality of, like, fuck it. Figure it out. And it took me a lot to be like, no, you can't just say fuck it about everything. But there's times even still where, like, you can drift back into that. And I think that's, again, like, an example of the way it's so easy to end up in jail or caught up in the system is, like, you can be doing good as hell for years. And one little slip up, one minor mistake, and all of a sudden everything's changed like that. And I don't necessarily think sometimes the consequences reflect or, like, worthy of that one mistake. But that is the reality. So in terms of trying to, like, stay, like, what support can you have to keep people from those mistakes? I don't know. I mean, it's like family support system, but also resources, environment,
100%. That's actually what I was for the lead right into the environment.
But, like, it's also when you're around a certain environment all growing up, it's home to you, and also it's not as simple as just moving. It's not.
Because who got money to move?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just fucking snap and be gone. That was, I think, the other good thing was that I was already in Arizona when I went in, so then I was able to just go right back. And out there, I was just fucking kicking it. I had my job, I had my coworker friends, but I was to myself for the most part.
You wasn't in the same environment that made you turn into Lil Meech.
No.
No, but it's
real,
that's what I wanted to allude to is that.
But if I would have gone right back to where I was living before and hanging with the same people and this, that, and they're good people. I'm still cool with them today. Like, they're still some of my, like, very close friends. But knowing myself, I would have just slowly, yeah. Because then again, I would have been working some bullshit job, and it would have been the same story.
And I mean, Kyrie, I feel like you got to give yourself a little bit of that like credit too, in terms of like doing what you need to do to like sort of like you have to put your mask on first. You know what I mean? Like you are of service, you are doing this, you are around the community or whatever. But like, if not being there as much and like you need to do what you got to do, right? Like, of course you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it don't always feel good though. You know?
of course. I mean, I think we all struggle with that of like how much grace to give ourselves for being in support of others, but. Like, you gotta, I mean, at least it sounds like your mindset and taking care of yourself is like a huge piece of your story, which I think is great. Like, it's, you know, dual accountability. It's like, yes, I've been so privileged to have like family and support, and like it wasn't just me, but also like it also has to come from you.
Yeah.
You know, you can only extend so much. Yeah.
And I've been able to like, I don't know, do my own little things of helping out other people. Like, there's a friend of mine that I met when I first moved down here. He's homeless. He's a gang member out here. Like, his people helped start it, and I know his whole family now. Like, I take care of his phone bill, everything, and he's now, after 3 years, finally getting approved for housing, which will be free. And then like I've worked with his like 18-year-old son who just got out of jail, and all those little dudes, and like try to, you know, educate them on like some financial stuff like that, shit like that, and also like changing up from like, you know, instead of like, you know, SGD, it's growth and development instead of, you know, the other thing. So like focusing in a positive way and showing like, hey, you know, there's real, it may sound corny, it may not be glamorous, but there's real benefit to like looking in a positive way. Because I work with his like one of his super close longtime friends who's like one of the current whatevers, and it's all just about positivity and trying to like steer what their youth is now into more positive ways. Because
everybody see the destruction.
Yeah.
That's real.
One of the things I'll mention too, just for anyone that happens to be listening that has ever like been through Cook County and come across with us with Prison Yoga Chicago, is one of the things that we're doing is like economic sort of recovery packages after jail. We started a scholarship program that was initially intended to be like support people with yoga after getting out, but it's like who has fucking time to do yoga? You know, that was a little bit naive, I think. On our part, and we do have people utilizing the program. We have 3 people utilizing that now specifically to go to yoga, which is like a huge win for us. But one of the things we're trying to do is like pivot around like what the actual needs are, right? Like the $900 to $5,000 bill, like things like that, like trying to support that. So what I will also say, one of the reasons I mentioned that is if you are like a listener and there's other things that like if there's feedback or like support or other ways in which like with the money that nonprofit is getting through grants and people like us are doing this work, like if you have input, and even you as well, you know, like for everyone, like if you have input on some of the ways in which we can move that money like into the right hands and at the right moments, like we're always open to that.
Because I mean that's the other one of the things too is like I feel always so grateful and lucky, and like I got off super easy. And it's been, obviously I've learned so much from it, but it's also like I said, it's like a second chance, another opportunity of like, oh no, I have to have some positive impact on other people. Like if I can just, and it's as simple as like anytime I talk to a person, if I just feel like they left it like happy to have talked to me or whatever, like not even in like a narcissistic way, but just like spreading joy and spreading positivity, really. It's just like, I don't know. I have to make the most of the opportunities I have, if that makes sense.
No, I think you are.
You are that, to be clear.
You know what I mean? Anytime you're doing those things, like looking out for people's phone bills, you looking out for people's shorties, you being a mentor when nobody asks, you saying you having those conversations that nobody else is having when nobody wants to have them. You doing the work when nobody's looking, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I peeped during our talks when we was in the alley. That's why I was like, oh shit.
And when people are looking, like you really do, like, you know, this isn't blowing smoke, like your vibe is right. Like I like running into you. You have a smile on your face, like you're truly trying to like I think project that out too, and that's like really hard to do at all times, like to just actually be that.
Shout out to being a real one, Joe.
For yourself. We do have to wrap, but I want to ask first of all, Julian, like anything you got going on that you want to let the people know about?
No, to be honest, no. Like I work my day job, I work my night job. I work some music festivals here and there. I've done some acting. I've done some commercials. I mean,
do you want to do more of that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get like
that out into the universe.
I'm trying to like. I just got some headshots done.
Hell yeah!
And so I'm gonna go send those out to like commercials,
I'm
acting,
filming a little web
modeling.
series,
If you need me, I'm in. I'm
Kyrie's doing some film
down
work.
for whatever is my point. Like I don't have anything to promote. I'm not really like. out here trying to do anything, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm just out here trying to just do whatever. Like, I'm not, like, sitting here like, oh, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm more just like, whatever comes my way, I'll do it and say yeah and have fun with it. And whatever comes of it, comes of it. So the best thing I can plug is you guys. Yeah.
I love that fucking energy. We
Thank
all
you.
need a little bit more of it. Kyrie, what do you got to plug going on? We got a birthday coming.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think this will be out by then, though. I don't
Well,
think
that-
this. Yeah.
Happy
So
belated.
We'll
yeah,
shoot.
it'll be later.
Maybe.
But yeah, just tap into Ask a Comedian whenever y'all see this. We're by the time y'all see this, we'll be in the main room. First week of every month. So please come because it's 120 seats, and I don't even know 120 people. Holy fuck.
Well, I do think 120 people probably know you.
You know what I
So
realized
come
the
out to
other day?
Kyrie's show.
I think I do know 120 people because I looked at like one of my coworkers at Zanies Instagram. Shout out Adam. And I just see 124 mutuals. I was like, damn, how do I know that many people, I guess?
All
Yeah.
comedians.
Yeah. We're in that
Comedy
world.
community is
Yeah.
Too
yeah.
tight, if we will.
You want to pub your things?
Every Thursday, we are here at the Lincoln Lodge for the Thursday show. It's a new material show, 7 p.m. every week. Come to that. Support the Lincoln Lodge in general, and thank you to the Lincoln Lodge for hosting us. I will have some other headlining stuff coming up in the fall, but right now we are just working on my web series, Not Flexible. So check that out. I think that this will probably be out at least before we release the rest of that, but subscribe to Not Flexible. Stay tuned with Beyond Bars. Thank you all for still being here and for returning with us. We've certainly, been putting in the work behind the scenes to make sure that this can still happen and arrange schedules. And all jokes aside, we're all running fucking amok, trying to whether it's just enjoy or make our careers happen and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for tuning in and supporting us because we hope that this is doing something. If not, we're having a good time.
If not, yeah.
Anything else?
I just want to say I like animals. I like cats. This is a cat.
Is that a cat
Grabbing
smoking
a
a cigarette?
cigarette, yeah.
That fucking
Yeah.
rules. Okay.
I just want to make sure
Julian
the camera
rules.
saw that.
Follow and find Julian everywhere and support whatever he
Julian
does.
MTN _
Julian MTN on
Support
socials.
that brother. Support
Kyrie the
us.
Comic on socials. Kathryn Gong. Follow Beyond Bars Pod on all of our socials, YouTube, Spotify. If you're not subscribed, for the love of the pod, please do. Shout out to Tyler and Michelle in the room, running things behind the scenes. Christian, the Lincoln Lodge. I think we're wrapped.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much,
Appreciate you, Joe.
Julian.
Likewise.
That should have been the, yeah. Should have made sure to thank you again. Thank you.
Yeah.